Hello again, all this Eatmopie, and this is Rift. Yeah, I've been playing the crap out of this game. I can't decide what class I want to play. There is so much depth and so many different things that each class can do, and I wish I could combine them. Maybe that'll be a thing in the next expansion, I don't know. But, you know, I like the style of a rogue, but the cleric is kind of a beast. Mages just hit like a truck, and warriors are alright. They're warriors. And that is one of my old characters. Most of these are old characters. I did just make the mage and the rogue, and I've been leveling up the cleric. Anyway, let's get into, when you first log into Rift, I assume that you can figure out how to make your own character and choose your faction. But there are some buttons you do need to pay attention to. Add-ons, first of all. It is super easy to get add-ons for this game. Curse has all the add-ons, just like where you go for your World of Warcraft add-ons. And you download them, you open up the add-on folder in the game, and it'll allow you to select the add-ons you want. You hit apply, they will show up on your screen, you turn them on, turn them off. Very simple. Also, there is a transfer button. You can transfer any of your characters for free anytime. There is a 7-day cooldown. I just transferred this character to this server, so he has a 7-day cooldown, and you can't transfer him in that time period. But it is free, it is awesome, and why wouldn't World of Warcraft do this? I know they make a lot of money from it, but can you imagine how much more money they would make if I was still... I don't know. If everybody was still paying a subscription fee. You know what I mean? Like, people leave because they can't play with their friends or they don't want to pay to transfer. If you could go, like, even once a month, move any of your characters, your one character even, to a different realm, just to try it out, just to, you know, meet new people and things, it would be a much more social game, and that is part of the reason that World of Warcraft is losing its fun, is because it's just not that social. Like, you're not forced to play with people. You can do everything solo for the most part. Anyway, when you log into the game, you're going to notice you have tons and tons of buttons. Tryon, the makers of Rift, have made it super easy to make macros. Super easy. This is a macro. This is my non-physical macro. Now you can search whatever class and spec you are, and you can find somebody that has made macros, somebody who, you know, pro gamer or whatever. Yeah, I can't think of any of the websites right now, but you just copy and paste the macros into the macro thing, save it. Basically, the way that they work is it prioritizes based on where the spells are, and most of these have cooldowns. I have a non-physical and a physical attack macro, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, simple. Anyway, they also have made it very easy to find everything you need. As you can see down here in your little menu, you have your questing, you have your talent trees, you have your achievement. Everything is there. Now the activities, very simple. Warfronts, those are battlegrounds. Looking for group, and find adventure. Adventures are cool, and I'm going to talk about that more at the end of this video and show you a little bit of one. But you get the idea. It is very simple to get around in this game. It's a very in-depth game, and there's so much to it. But I think they've done a good job of making it easy to understand and find things. You see, you can do your add-ons, turn them off and on inside the game. And WoW, you need an add-on control panel to do that. Another neat thing that they have is the import button. Now, if you make a new character, he is starting from scratch. You have to completely do your UI and everything again, or you can select one of your other characters on the same shard realm server, and you can import all of their things, even their macros. You can import onto your new character. So if you make a warrior on one faction, level him up, and then a warrior on the other, you can import all of the same macros because they'll have the same abilities. They do have a store. It's open for if you want to purchase certain things, but it is not open for like the microtransactions, and it will be on the 12th. This guy, this is a Porticulum. He's basically your innkeeper and your flight path or teleporter. As you go throughout the world, you will find more of these glowy doorways, and once you click on them and you discover them, just like finding a flight path in World of Warcraft, you can then travel there for a small fee. Very cool, very simple, and yeah, you can see I teleported to a hot zone. Every zone has their own things happening. This zone, it looks like there's not very many people in it right now, so it's pretty much being overrun by fire rifts and fire monsters, as you can see by all of those icons. And yeah, that's bad. Anyway, okay, this is a rift. This is what the game is all about. This is what it's all about. Now, I am out in the middle of nowhere, and there are no other people around, unfortunately. So, but this is a minor rift. There are minor and there are major. This is a minor. Minor can pretty much be soloed, depending on your spec and your, yeah, really depending on your spec. Right now I'm in DPS spec, and that's not optimal, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. I'm gonna speed this up too because it takes a while. It's gonna take you 10 minutes to kill a rift solo, at least. Anyway. Unless you're just a total beast or you way out level it. Because you can go back and kill lower level ones, but you get less items when you do that. So you're rewarded for the difficulty, basically. And yeah, baby aggro. Anyway, so this is what it's going to look like when you start fighting a rift. Now, rifts are at odds with all of nature, so if this pops in a place where there's lots of mobs, you'll see the mobs actually fighting the rift the monsters most of the time. But then again, you'll get aggro from them too, so you need to kill them. But you'll notice over here on the side, you'll see Vicious Squall. That is the current stage, and it tells me what I need to do to get to the next stage. Yeah, I switched to my tank spec. It's just easier that way. Sword and board, and I can just AoE the crap out of everything because tanks are beast. This is a cleric tank, by the way, who's very similar to a paladin. I gain conviction instead of holy power, but yeah, very similar. Also, line of sight, if you're tanking or anything, line of sight is a big thing in this game, and it is a real thing, and pretty much everything like rocks, trees, it's all line of sight. So you have, well, it's great for pulling if you want to AoE grind, but yeah, line of sight is a real thing, and you're not going to shoot people through trees as a rule. Anyway, the way that a rift works, it's generally going to be like AoE pulls, AoE, like mini trash like this, and then it'll be a big boss, and sometimes it'll be another couple pulls, and then a really big boss depending on the rift. So they do vary, and it's not going to be the same mobs. You will see the same mobs often because there's only a handful for each type of rift. They're all elemental. You know, this is a an air rift, I believe. I think this is air. There's water, there's life, there's fire, there's earth. I think there's shadow as well. Anyway, there's a lot, and they're all over the place, and they're definitely worth doing. Anyway, you can see I did finally kill it, and that's what it looks like when it goes away. So that's it, and you can see on the right hand side I have a flashing bag, and that is my loot bag. You'll get that constantly throughout the game as you do things like closing rifts or killing things. But you can see one of the loot items was Planarite. Now you spend Planarite on items at pretty much all levels. So you want to save that, and you want to accrue as much as you can. It is absolutely worth killing a rift if you can do it easily enough, especially if there's people around. If you can just auto-join a group and take 2 minutes to gain, you know, 20 or 50 or 100 Planarite, it's totally worth it because you can see you can buy all sorts of items. Now, this item here, this cache, takes the epic version, and you gain that from doing adventures, from doing huge world events, or killing major rifts, and you can buy more Planarite, which is very nice and convenient because as you go through the levels, those epic items change. There's Scourge Stones, there's Source Stones, there's all different ones. Basically every 10 levels it changes, so you don't really want to hold on to them. You might as well spend them. You're always going to need the Planarite. There's so many things that you can buy. There's recipes and sweet epics, all kinds of stuff. Now these little essence things down below, that is just like bonus stats, and as you get better I can't even think of what they're called, but that middle thing there, they will open up more of those slots for you as you level up. And as you can see, it is totally worth looking at these vendors because I just found me some epic cloth pants, and I'm gonna buy them because they're way better than the greens I had. Anyway, let's talk about the queuing system. Random battlegrounds, they have that. Yeah, they do, for real. No kidding. And you get a loot cache for it every time you win. Now, as you can see, there's only 4 battlegrounds available to me right now. As you level up, they keep unlocking. I think there are more available once I'm a higher level. Anyway, looking for group system. Very simple, very WoW-like. You can queue for rifts, you can queue for quests, and you can queue for dungeons. Now, there are Storm Legion expert dungeons, there are classic expert dungeons. You have to be, I believe, over level 50 to do. And then there are normal dungeons, and you'll get a cache for that, just like you would doing a random dungeon in WoW. Instant adventures. Yeah, you'll see these quest guys with that little mountain-looking thing floating around the world. Get the quest. It's totally worth doing. They're super fast. You queue for them just like you would queue for a dungeon. You go to your activities tab, and instant adventure. It's that simple. And it's pretty fast. You can see there's 14 of them happening right now. Join the queue. It will teleport you somewhere in the world to start your adventures. And once you complete one, basically it's like world group quests, and you complete them in a raid. I mean, I've done these and I've had 40 people in a group. No joke. And I believe they get harder the more people you have. I think it's based on how many people are in your group. But we need to destroy the satyr casks. Okay, I thought that said kill satyrs because that's what I'm doing. Again, this is my melee mage, and he is pretty awesome, although I don't have any idea how his rotation works while I'm making this video. I'm getting better at it now. I looked up some information since I recorded this. But you can see there's a cask right there, and yeah, got it. And it's just a giant group quest. You can see the big green area on my mini-map is where these are found. You can see my teammates running around. That's their little dots all over the place. And we just complete the objective, and you need to complete 7 of these in order to complete that quest for 3 epic stones. But it doesn't take very long to do that. I mean, you're talking 20 minutes out of your time every day, and it's almost like doing all your dailies in a huge group quest. And it's fun, and it's engaging, and some of these are actually difficult. These lower level ones, not really. But level 22, level 25, you get some pretty crazy stuff happening. And sometimes there's a big boss at the end. If you don't have a tank, you're in trouble. That kind of thing. But it's fun, and it gets people together, although there's not much talking right now. It's fairly early in the morning when I'm making this video. So, yeah, I wasn't very social. So anyway, it's not actually 6:15 in the morning when I'm doing this. This is Pacific Standard Time, I believe. This realm, it's the only PvP realm, and that is 3 hours behind me. So it's like 9:15 in the morning. But still early for me. Not really. I'm old. I'm up early anyway. So we're finishing off. I'm just killing satyrs, satyrs, whatever. And there's the big guy. Now I caught a glimpse of him. Yeah. Hopefully some of these guys come and help. This isn't... Typically, you have a group of everybody, like, all together, running around and just annihilating everything. And it's a blast. This one is a little bit more slow-paced than what you probably are going to see, especially once this goes free to play. 100% free to play. Now, there are bosses out there that have one-shot mechanics, or if you're not a tank, they're going to completely annihilate you. That was an easy one. We took him out pretty quickly. But, yeah, got an achievement. You can see the quest turn in pops up over on the side there. You just click it, you finish it, and I also have a loot. So, loot cache, cool. Got a little pop-up, go to the next adventure. Yes, I will. You can chain these all together. You can just do this all day long if you wanted. It's probably a really good way to level, and it's a fun way to do it too, because you're with people. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to play Rift with me, I will post pictures of all of my characters on the SeaStone Shard, and you can invite me to your friends list. There is no guild or anything like that yet. Maybe if we get enough interest, I'll put one together, or we can all join the same guild. We'll figure it out as we go. This is Eatmopie, playing Rift. I'll see ya.